Going to look at I and J vector notation. Really useful because vectors often occur in two dimensions. Okay, so we can study them on coordinate grids, two-dimensional coordinate grids with sort of an x and y axes. Yeah. Now, quite simply, the I and J are what we call unit vectors. Okay. Now, remember, for a vector, it's got to have size and direction. Okay. Now, in this case, we've got direction. Yeah, the I goes in the x direction, so it sort of tells you how many we go across, if that makes sense. Yeah, the j goes in the y direction, so we often think, don't we, a y is going up, so the j tells us how much we're going up. Yeah, okay. But we call them unit vectors. The word unit just sort of means one, essentially. Yeah, okay. So the length of I is just of length 1, and the length of j is length 1. Okay, so to describe any particular point, we can use a multiple of each of these to get us to that point. So hence then we call it the I and J vector notation. Now we're going to learn this through examples. Okay, so there's a few down here. So for instance, this coordinate here, you can think of this as a coordinate if you want. Okay, you can think of working out that coordinate first. Of course, that coordinate there is 4, 2, yeah? Because remember, you go across first and then up. Across the stairs, not across the corridors and up the stairs, or whatever we learn. Okay, whichever approach we learn, that's what we just write that as a coordinate there. But in terms of vector notation, okay, you just need to appreciate, to get to that point, you've got to go across the x-axis to 4. Okay, now if we go back, if we think back to the definition here, I represents going across the x-axis a distance of 1, right? Because it's a unit vector, it's of length 1. So if I'm going across to 4, we need to go across 4 of these essentially. So I'll write this as 4i, okay? And then of course we're going up then, yeah, the y-axis here, okay, distance of 2. So because j represents a length of 1, the unit vector in the y direction, it'll be plus then 2j, okay? Similarly then, this point here, so the position of this point, well, the coordinate will be 3 minus 3 on it. So that means you're going across 3, so 3i, and then you're going down 3, so minus 3j. And then likewise then, this one here, well, we're going for r here, the vector r, we're going back 5, aren't we, and down 3, so minus 5i minus 3j. Okay, so that's the ij notation essentially. Okay, vectors to describe, if you look at this here, it describes essentially the direction you've got to go in and the distance. When you see this, you should see, oh, I've got to go 4 across and 2 up. Here I've got to go 5 back and 3 down. Okay, now another notation which is often used by other exam boards is the column vector notation. So I could have also have described 4i plus 2j as a column of 4 and 2. Okay, so other exam boards use that. The WJEC don't use it, but it's good to actually know that, right? And the same here then, right? With this one, 3i minus 3j, so that column would be 3 minus 3. And then this one then, minus 5 minus 3. It could come up in the exam, so it's, you know, it's unlikely. We tend to see this, but it's good to know. When you see that, that just represents the I and the J in column form, and because it's in the column sort of form then with the brackets, you don't actually have to write down the I and J. Okay, but for the purposes of this exercise, we are constantly going to be using the I and J notation.